present mass psychogenic illness, which is MPI. It is psychogenic, meaning it is all in the minds of the people who show the symptoms. It is not caused by a kind of elements in the environment, like food poisoning or some kind of toxin being released into the air. There is an underlying share stress factor in the population. It usually occurs in a group of people who doesn't have a lot of power. MPI is a last resort for people of a low status. It is an easy way for them to express that something is wrong. That may be why it has to come to be associated with more women often, like laughing associated with women. I don't really get that part actually. But then moving forward, another question coming. Can something like this happen again? Yeah, it is more common than you think. It usually starts in a school, in a workplace, when people are in a stressful situation and they don't have the power to get out of that situation. Now, this is it. Medically, having lots and lots of stress can be more and more detrimental, and I can see it as being the effect and the cause of this laughter epidemic in Tanganyika, Tanzania in the year 1962. You can get stressed. That is why it is kind of singled out that it starts in a school or in a workplace when people are in stressful situation, don't have the power to get out of the situation when you are kind of overworked. In 1962, Tanganyika has just won its independence. That is Tanzania. The young people involved reported that they were feeling stressed by the high expectations of the teachers and parents. It is a common occurrence and a costly occurrence if it occurs at a workplace because it may have to be closed down if people just started laughing uncontrollably. You laugh now again. It is different when someone just does it and everything is gone, and then someone does it, another person does, and it keeps repeating relapses. It is kind of worrisome if such things happens. This happened in Lafayette industry a couple of years ago. They'll get someone to spray the area to comfort people who were involved, like to kind of disinfect the place. People will say that they were such of bugs and they were all stung by it. They won't want to admit it was hysteria. That is human for you. Now, this is a question begging for answer. There be any more research into the Tanganyika epidemic to develop ways to prevent a similar case in the future? That's a question. Like, to prevent a similar case in the future, will there be some kind of research on it? Now, a laughter epidemic sounds like a welcome neighborhood contagion, but laughter is not that simple. You laugh when you get to a point you start getting hurt, like you start feeling the pain in the muscles in your head. It seems that laughter isn't just a joyful note, it can be a signal of distress, spurred by anger or sadness, or intertwined with mania. Mania in the sense that someone losing his sanity because a mentally deranged person also laughs. The most famous example of a laughter epidemic happened in Tanzania, then Tanganyika. Of course, that's what I keep saying in 1962. But this kind of psychological behavior happens on a weekly basis around the world, particularly among populations experiencing chronic stress. There are some kind of populations in modern day countries and advanced countries in the world today, and even the developed and underdeveloped, that express stress on a daily basis. An example of a recent and similar incident is an instance of unexplained nausea and dizziness among students at a school in Lancashire, England, sometimes ago. There is also abundant evidence of such events in places of instability like Kosovo, Afghanistan, and South Africa. The 1962 outbreak began in a girls' school, then spread to other communities with uncontrollable laughter, affecting perhaps 1,000 people. My own question is that has been bothering me so far is how can laughter be so uncontrollable that it is affecting people? There must be some scientific reasons to that. So what do you think? Lasting several months and causing the temporary closure of 14 schools in the area it happened, which is Kashasha, pardon me for that. Most cases of mass psychogenic illness begin with a single individual here. Almost all illness, disease, or virus started with just one person before it spread around. In this case of Tanganyika laughter epidemic, one schoolgirl likely fell off into a fit of anxiety-induced laughter, setting in motion a chain effect until the girls around her were also engulfed in desperate laughter. Someone started it, and people around her, unknown of what is happening, they got contacted too, and they also started laughing. Slowly, it spread beyond the school and region and into other at-risk populations. Social system include recurring attacks of laughing and crying that lasted from a few hours up to 16 days. Part of these symptoms for you to know that you are laughing, that you've been infected with this laughter epidemic is consistent laughing that sometimes leads to crying. There are sometimes when the laughing is very thick, you kind of bring tears from your eye. That is also very light and but then this is different that you laugh and cry at the same time from a few hours up to like 16 days. There is this fits